Alright guys, DJ, Westmoreland Gamers Guild with Tim, which we still don't have a handle for. Back with another, putting you on the spot.
I don't know.
We're doing another Armada video.
Yep.
This one's going to be a little bit different than most. Like most time we just play very casual and stuff.
We're just doing it for fun.
Yeah, today what we decided to do is kind of make more like the meta lists.
Yep.
Like, we both looked on here and there a little bit and got some good ideas. And we figured let's fly two pseudo-optimized lists. I feel like I can do mine a little bit more. But go ahead, Tim.
What's kind of interesting is I forgot this happened. I think this past week, Masters MOTF on YouTube did a video similar with Legion, Clones versus Droids.
Oh, really?
And they acknowledged, like, this is a meta build, kind of boring to watch, because it was 4 turns of just sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I mean, we're kind of doing the same thing.
Well, I guess with Armada, though, you have to move your fleet.
Yeah.
So you can't just, like, castle up behind objectives and just shoot. So we got the board set up already. We're gonna jump into the fleets and what mission Tim picked in his thought process. I picked 3 missions that really no one likes to play. So okay, Tim, let's go over your fleet. Besides the Starhawk being there for our cinematic opening.
So we'll start with Squadrons. Currently, the 3 best Squadrons are Hera, followed by Tycho and Sharabe. Hera gives them both Rogue. She herself also has Rogue.
Okay.
Tycho is just you are not prevented from moving or attacking ships while you are engaged.
Okay.
So if he gets hampered down by a bunch of interceptors, he can just, bop on out of there.
That makes sense.
Sharabe has counter 3 instead of counter 2, and crits count as 1 damage to the total, which is nice.
So you're pretty much auto-doing damage back with your attack and your... So I'm going to have to kill her first.
Possibly, yes, if you can.
Okay.
And then I threw in Kanan because I wanted to. For 19 points, only 4 hull and 2 braces, but he has Assault, Cloak, and Rogue, which are 3 phenomenal keepers.
What's Assault? I'm not familiar with that one.
You know your Mandalorian Gauntlet fighters?
Oh,
that.
It's raid. It gives you a raid token. That's right.
Yeah, except he can also spend 1 die with a crit on it to give you a raid token as well. Usually it's just hits.
Oh wow, yeah. The Mandalorian Gauntlet fighters have really let me down.
Yup.
They don't fill the role that I feel that FFG envisioned them doing.
Possibly, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they should throw more damage than what they do, like dice.
Though it might be worth trying to flank them with more, because I think the one time we played was like 3 of them in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Maybe take out a couple of interceptors and throw 2 of them in here. That might change.
Well, the problem is they're 20 points apiece.
Oh, that'd be 2 interceptors apiece.
That's what I'm saying. For their point cost, I think when they put that mechanic out, it was really cool. That's why they were expensive. But I think now that there's a little bit better options. But let's go back to the rest of your fleet, Bird.
Oh yeah. So anyways, optimized, for the most part, optimized Starhawk.
Okay.
Battleship Mark 1, which is the one that has a blue instead of a black instead of a red for anti-squadron.
Okay.
I have Krista, which I already declared another brace.
Okay.
Conquered, because the extra salvo is kind of fun, but also usually you take Unity on either the Starhawks because it gives you an extra redirect. I took Concord because it gives you an extra salvo, but also the rest of its text works well for me. While defending, if your speed is 0, you can still spend 1 defense token.
Oh wow, nice.
Which is nice. Major Durlin because exhaust him, reduce damage by 1.
That's always always a solid card.
Damage control officer, obviously. Fire control team because I have XX9s and ion cannon batteries. XX9s say the first 2 damage cards are dealt face up. It also doesn't have to be a red or a blue crit. It's just a crit.
Yep.
Ion cannon batteries, a blue crit. I discard 1 of your tokens. If you don't have a token, I remove a shield.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
The tractor beam. Usually you don't see people running it.
Yeah, you'll catch some flack for that one, probably.
Yes, but there's a pretty optimized way of doing it, which involves transports we'll get to, plus the flag bridge, as I was telling you about with the entrapment formation. Entrapment formation, I'll have to discard it, but it says, what is it? Until the end of the round, each friendly ship may change its speed by 1 during the determined course.
Okay.
So it's just a free
nav token for everybody.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
A Nebulon with Torn Farm Redemption, just kind of a support ship.
Okay.
And then the transports have Comsnet and Leia. Leia Officer is really good because how exactly does it read? When you reveal a command, I can choose another friendly ship at distance 1 to 5, change its top command dial to that.
Okay.
Which is great on a 4-command ship.
Oh, nice.
So, with the tractor beam on that ship,
Mm-hmm.
it is pretty easy to slow yourself down to 0.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your turn, tractor beam someone,
Yeah.
change their speed to 0, pelt them on your next turn since you're first player,
Okay.
and then speed yourself back up with either Leia or jump in formation, whichever.
Okay. Nice.
So that's the thought process.
All right.
We'll
So
see.
we'll go to my fleet now. So it's one from the other one video that we played, the Orengar, which wasn't it still wasn't kind of a fun list.
Yeah,
Whenever-
that was.
So what we did, we kept the 10 TIE interceptors, which is just it's not really
I hate it.
it's stupid, but
I
it's
hate
definitely
it.
the funniest part is it's not really meta.
Yeah.
It's not meta, but it's just so much fun to fly. So I have Cerna, I have 7 regular generic interceptors. I have Saber Squad and Suntier Fell. And since my Admiral is Sloan, they'll be running up, blowing through any fighter screen he has, and then just pelting the ships. The only kind of crappy part is they are a little expensive when they die, but there is 10 of them.
Yeah.
And they have counter 2 the whole 9 yards.
So basically the Imperial version of A-Wings. Just
Right.
a little bit less hull.
And it feels like the Imperial unique pods are more offensive.
Yep.
So then we have one Gazanti, which it's a regular Gazanti class cruiser. It has reserve hangar bays that replace at least one of them, and CommsNet. So it's going to be throwing tokens and activating squadrons. Then we have we'll do the Onager last. So then we have one Quasar light cruiser. It has Squall, so I can keep moving stuff around. Extended hangar bays. Admiral Titus, so I can adjust one ship speed at the first round. So basically, if something's far away, I can slow it down more for me to shoot at. Boosted comms and fighter control, which I think will actually be kind of big in here, giving my guys an extra blue dice against squadrons. And then the Onager, I feel like this is, for me, the most optimized. People might disagree. So it's the Onager Star Destroyer, the Star Destroyer class.
Oh, no.
I have super heavy composite beams. This is the medium ignition one, and the reason I picked it, it has ignition red crit. The Defender ignition red, I wonder, that's still a crit, isn't it? It's still a crit. Is that a crit? It says ignition red and has a crit symbol.
Yeah, it's just, I think it just has to be your...
Oh, red dice.
Yeah.
The Defender suffers 1 damage. This occurs once for each red or blue icon in the pool. And what makes it kind of nice is it's a damage before defense tokens. So if I roll a decent number of crits, say 3 or 4, does 3 or 4 damage to that area with shields right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then I have weapons battery text, which is when attacking a ship, you may change one of your dice from a accuracy to a crit icon. Admiral Sloan, Chief Gunnery Vermilion, just because. Cataclysm, I'm not sure how well this will do in this match. And then I have the Emperor on there as the officer, so whenever you target him, you have to spend a defense token, which would be pretty nice. And then I have XI7 turbo lasers. And the reason that is, right now it seems there's a lot of redirect shenanigans. Cool. Now you can only redirect one. Now apparently,
That's right.
If you have the thing that can go to multiple hull zones, you could do it.
Yes, you can.
But
yeah.
you're not getting rid of a lot of damage. So I'm basically hoping to drill damage through a hull zone through the shields.
I didn't notice until like my oh no's that the Emperor was on there, which, I mean, I can batter through it, but that makes me sad.
Well, yeah, because now like even salvo attacks, the Emperor affects salvo attacks.
Yep.
And then with me already hopefully doing token removal with my squadrons.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
All right. So.
Now, what happens if I have no defense tokens?
Nothing.
I can still attack.
Yeah, you
That's
attack.
right. Okay.
You attack as normal. It's just that when you declare him as a target, you have to spend a defense token.
And then if I have none, just
You still attack.
Okay.
It would be broken if you had no defense
Yep.
tokens. You couldn't attack that ship.
Yeah.
That would just be broken. This could be a longer video, guys, because we want to like try to give out a good quality battle report for this. Now, since Tim is going first, he did pick out of my 3 missions Fleet Ambush.
Shall I explain the reasoning behind it?
Explain the reasoning, and then if you want to explain Fleet Ambush, because I don't think a lot of people play with Fleet Ambush.
Superior positions. I was just like, no.
Yeah, definitely not.
It allows the Orengar to definitely outposition that, which, especially now that I see your lineup, would be terrible. Surprise attack was just a whole lot of no.
Another one you don't see, but because I feel it's really good.
Like, you get to place the station at distance 1 to 5 of my edge. Interesting. Then you place the manning obstacles. Then I must deploy my flagship before deploying any other ships on the station. It has to be on the station.
It can even pull you out of your deployment zone. That's the funny part.
Yeah, and none of my speed can't be any higher than half its maximum speed rounded up. So that thing would have to start at 1.
Right.
So no thank you. And then at the start, then you put 3 face-down command dials on this card at the start of the ship phase. During the first, second, and third rounds, you reveal the top command dial on this card, and I get a
raid token, I think.
Each of my ships get a raid token. Fuck that. No. That thing. What is this? Fleet Ambush.
Fleet Ambush.
It's the one that makes you set up an ambush zone, which I'm just using the Rebel tokens to mark it for now.
Yeah. It's basically an ambush zone inside of the play area.
Yeah.
Outside of deployment zones.
My odd number deployments have to be in here. My reasoning is that I can at least turn this in my favor because I can plop this right next to your deployment zone.
Correct.
Now, granted, you'll probably deploy the Orengar last. Oh, and also our squadrons have to be last.
Right.
You'll probably plunk down the Orengar last, but I can probably guess where it's going based upon where you put the Gazantes. In theory.
In theory.
So it just puts me closer so I don't continuously get pelted by its ignition attacks.
Right.
So that's...
And you just blew up a ship.
I broke it.
I don't have any Nebulons.
I have a second one.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. So that's my reasoning behind it.
Oh, I guess we should show the deployment area. So I placed the station right here for our photo op. Tim placed asteroid. I placed an asteroid. Debris field. Here's my deployment zone. Another debris. Obviously, Tim's spacing it out.
I could just slap it back on.
Nice.
I'll leave it like that, sure.
What I'm thinking, if I do this mission again, or I pick this Fleet Ambush, I think now would be a good time for me to have proximity mines.
Oh yeah.
Because proximity mines aren't in your player's deployment zone.
True.
So I can place them in the ambush area. I think we'll have to check that out later.
Yeah, actually, there should be an FAQ on that. That'd be interesting, though.
Oh, I didn't even see you there. Hi, Soka. Hi, Scott. But all right, guys, we're gonna go up and do setup, and then we will be back. Yeah, we're good. All right, so this is our setup. I placed the Gozani over here with 4 squadrons. I placed the Quasar with the Orengar over here in the corner with 6 squadrons. Good. Well, tell us, Tim. You put your comms guy back there.
Mm-hmm. So I placed this guy first, right there, because I was like, it sort of works as a support ship.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be a bit closer for Tor and Far to work,
Mm-hmm.
so I can veer in either direction semi-easily.
Okay.
Transports just pop down back here. Probably should have sent them more, but whatever.
Okay.
For my second. And then, once I saw the Gozantes there, but a whole lot of wide room, I put the Starhawk like this, assuming you're either going to drop them right there, in which case I could slowly chug around this way and get it, or you're going to put it down this way, in which case I could just speed up and get it.
Right. My idea was, if I put it in here, which would have been kind of funny, I would try to outturn you.
Yeah.
But the problem is my side on that is just kind of weak compared to your side. Plus, too, I'm not confident enough to maneuver the Orengar up close like a knife fighter yet. Maybe more I play the ship, I will. But I figured, plus, too, I'll be able to get advantage of my my things over here. I kind of wish I had what's his name so I could get a first round shot off. But it's okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and turn one, and we'll be back.
Yep.
All right, that was pretty out of control. First turn.
Yeah.
You want to walk us through what happened there, Tim?
Sure. You used your what's his name?
Titus.
Titus.
Captain Titus or Admiral Titus
Made the Starhawk 0, so obviously Starhawk first sped back up to 1.
Figure slow you down a little bit, because I figured you're gonna try to be fast as fuck, boy.
Yup, we might, yeah. As I was telling you, the perk about having Leia within range is that with however her ability works, no matter what my top dial is, I can give it a token and change its top dial, and it can just become speed 2 or 0.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so then I moved him down to speed 1 or 0. Yeah. You moved around. You shot some dice.
I shot one at that guy.
He used the evaded. Then I sent some squadrons in.
I did 2 to Shara Bay.
You did 1 to Shara Bay.
No, you did 2 to.
Oh, I did 2. Yeah, 2 to Shara Bay with Sniper and Sinra because she's obscured, and you don't like that. You don't like her at all.
No, because even my counter 3 becomes counter 2, and then you just scatter and just.
So then, so he's moving up around speed 3 with the squadrons. This cannon moved over here. Nebulon kind of turned in. That sped up. I sent a wave of squadrons in, knocked all the shields off the front of the Nebulon. Yeah. Put my ignition arc at medium. Boy, I'm really missing that long range ignition. Really missing that.
Yeah.
And then I just moved 2 squadrons up here. They creeped up 1. I took a navigate, so I tokenized it. So we will see what happens. We're going to go into turn 2. We reset our dials.
Heck yeah.
Anything to add to that, Tim?
No, I'm crying inside.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll be back. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing very good at this game. Just maneuvering and stuff like that. All right. So he moved up around.
Yup.
I did knock out What's Her Nuts, but then I did lose Shara in the exchange, which kind of works.
Yeah. I didn't get a single 3-die counter off, which makes me sad, but also I can understand how powerful she is if you were to factor out that bullshit.
Absolutely. And I pulled a lot of your fighter screen off the front. Yeah. That was the kind of plan. I moved up.
Kanan rolled double accuracies against your Orengar.
Yep.
The only result that's bad for him.
And then I countered back for 1 damage.
Yeah.
These guys moved up. He sped up to speed 2. This guy has 1 health left. I misplaced my squadrons for the kill. The other thing is, your Admiral, that's really gross. With accuracies, you're evade, and then you're still able to spend it.
Yep, that is her. For 20 points, that's her fleet-wide ability, which is good.
It's really
for 20
good.
Points, she is a good Admiral.
It gives you electric countermeasures.
Yes.
Literally is what it does.
Except you have to burn the token no matter what. Now, 2 things. 1, it'd be interesting to see how that would work with evades. I wonder if it wouldn't have mattered if I could have canceled 2 dice. I still would have braced down.
I think you still get the evade effect.
That'd be interesting.
I think you still get it.
And the other thing is, I still think my 2 favorite Rebel Admirals are her and Dodonna. Both 20 points, both really good abilities.
Yep. All right, we're going to go on to turn 3. See how this starts panning out.
Yep.
We'll be back. All right. I still think Tim's going to do good on this, just where we're at.
Lost this thing, probably from misflying, but hey.
I got lucky. I salvoed back, blew him up.
I also forgot, I was like, I should have flagged first. But
yeah.
Kanan got out of... Kanan with Cloak is fun.
Yeah, he got out of the range of this guy here, who did shoot him earlier in the round. He moved up.
He's down to 1, yeah. Oh, yeah, the transports are just in the middle.
These guys moved. Hey, I'm going to move my ignition token there. Not that it matters. Some squadrons moved over here. These guys went over here, knocked some shields off, and more importantly, blew up his contain.
Yeah, damage control officer 5 points spent on nothing.
Which helps me because now I can actually get that crit through if it actually works, where you do the damage first.
Yeah.
Which is what I really want to do. Emperor's kind of helping because it made him spend some tokens.
Yep.
Some tiers over there. I really misplayed my squadrons in hopes of pulling off your squadrons, which has helped. But the squadrons are superior. I haven't really concentrated on them as my problem.
This is I have planned though.
Okay, we'll see how this goes. We're gonna go on to our turn 4 and see what happens.
All right.
All right. So Tim forgot to set his flotilla dial.
Yep.
Normally in like tournament play, I'm pretty sure if you forget to do that, you negate a command.
Which I'm pretty sure I could also roll with in this scenario because
really
she's
Yeah.
But
So what I'm going to do is, just for fun and fairness, I'm going to take the dial and I'm going to randomly determine what it is, and we'll see what it is. The closest, the biggest one on there. Oh, I drop it on your ship. Closest is navigate.
Navigate. We'll take it. Sure.
All right, buddy. So let's
All right.
do it.
I'm gonna stop.
Okay, we got really we did some stuff here. Tim didn't realize I did have a token.
No, I knew you had a token. I totally forgot you could just discard a dial to remove all raid tokens. So, I mean, granted, I'm first player, so I just speed back up on my next turn with this thing.
Right.
But it really reinforces, just forgetting that one fact reinforces the fact that the fucking tractor beam's useless.
Well, it was a good.
No point behind
You know
it.
what though? It was a good idea, like to raid the person, so
Yeah.
you do knock them to 0 and they can't do anything.
Yeah,
But
it's
what you were banking on me being 0, then you could move and double arc me.
Yep.
But I was.
Yeah, I would be able to.
You'd been able to double arc me.
A double arc would be preferable, yeah. In this case, I just split fire, but.
But now I was able to up my speed, go 1, and then turn into you, so we're facing. Although we both don't have any shields, we have tokens spent up.
Yeah, you're gonna take 2 damage from me ramming you.
Yes, I will. But you're gonna take a damage back, which we actually got damage on it.
It still has 12 hull left. It still has more.
How much hull does it have?
14.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Squadrons moved up and engaged.
It really makes me. I mean, granted, if you were to ever try and make the tractor beam work, Concord, it would be preferable because you could still spend a defense token, which helped me take a lot less damage from that thing.
I guess the only thing else that's helping me is you're obscured through the front.
Yeah.
And I moved my.
Even with this being a meta list, I realized I definitely should have just brought the Unity because the extra redirect. Swap out Durlin for Expert Shield Techs. I mean, granted, in this case it wouldn't have mattered, but always keep the Damage Control Officer because that's so worth it.
I'm almost thinking that even though Sloan is really good, on the Orengar, it's kind of weird because you have a super weapon you're shooting every turn. And my idea is to use the Squadrons to blow tokens off for the Orengar to get damage through. Which
it worked. You just rolled damage too much on the Squadrons.
Yeah. The other thing is, though, too, on these guys, to make it really optimized, I would probably leave in the 3 named Squadrons and then go over to TIE Fighters to get more TIE Fighters in reality.
I think, hold on. I want to say the maximum amount of TIE Fighters you can have is 18. So, I mean...
I'd have to cut a lot of points to get 18. I think whenever I made this list with just ties, I want to say I was up to like 13 or 12.
I do know you can have 19 Z95s on the board, which is dumb.
Oof.
But really funny.
Oof.
7 points apiece, baby.
Alright, so let's go on to turn 5. We'll see how this pans out. I still think you're going to win this just because I can't get through 12 hull.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, buddy.
Right.
Move back. I think you're able to. Alright, so Orengar has 1 hull left. One defense token left. You have how much damage I've done to you?
A lot.
I think
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 4 left. If it weren't for the fact that I'm on the station,
you would have 12 left.
Yeah, I would have 2 left or something like that. Yeah.
So moved up. I end up bumping, even though I don't want to. I at least have a defense token. Squadrons. I've killed the last of his squadrons.
Yep.
Did 1 more damage with Frontier. This guy's pretty banged up. He's over there. He's banged up. All Tim has to do is blow up both ships and wins because the flotilla does not count. I did get a
Oh, that's right.
long.
The game would immediately end. I didn't think about that.
Yep. I did get a long bomb shot out the back on Leia, and she already burned her evade, so she just has scatter. I did double damage,
Accuracy of the scatter.
and actually the scatter actually blew her up, which is kind of surprising. It'll help hopefully soften my loss.
Yeah.
No, that's a cheap ship.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go on to turn 6.
Yep.
And it will end this get turn anyway, but yeah, we'll go to turn 6 and see what happens. Just like we called it, game over. Tim fired out the front, killed the Orengar, did like 7 damage.
Yeah.
Then he fired out your side arc, which is scary,
Yep.
and did like 6 damage to him. Because of I have no regular capital ships left, the game automatically ends.
Yep.
Because my only hope, honestly, would and if it was still like really old rules, I could in theory kill you with Squadrons.
True. Yes. You 100% could.
But that doesn't matter now.
Yep.
So game is over.
That's good. Definitely. Even though we said these were like meta lists, we definitely altered things a bit. I tried to do the tractor beam jank, and it just did not work.
Well, Sloan is definitely fun with the Orengar, but
Yes.
I think the thing is though, if I was going to do it like really nasty, it would have to be Screed. I think Screed or the one guy when you fire obscured, you add dice to your attack pool.
Yes.
You don't count as being obscured, and then I would, since I wouldn't have really many squadrons except for a handful. Like a lot of people will run the interdictor and a bare bones gladiator,
Yeah.
and then that is it. They just castle up, and then have you come at me.
That's right, because the interdictor protects.
The interdictor would protect the Orengar. The gladiator goes up and either knocks out a ship or like cripples the ship they're attacking. And you have Gazani throwing tokens around. I think the other thing too that kind of might have helped, if I had the other ignition to do longer range, because I'll be honest, I picked the one because I could drill damage through with the crit effect. It didn't happen, and then unfortunately,
2 blue dice for a black die. Sorry.
oh okay, and then honestly, what's her name? Gunnery Vermilion. I wasn't rolling good enough to pull dice off and add dice to it.
But still, this was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The meta builds just aren't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, running an indestructible Starhawk, this was not indestructible. Running an indestructible Starhawk is fun and all, but...
I mean, well, me pulling your squadron screen away really did save my squadrons.
True,
it really
yeah.
did. But the cost of it mitigated my planking of your Starhawk.
Yeah.
Then the other that we were talking about, even though I love 10 interceptors, which I still wouldn't change it, but if I was doing like really, really optimized,
Like 13 ties.
it was like 13 ties. They fly in there and they hit. I still like this choice of missions. I still like this list because it's definitely unique. Although I think I could modify it a little bit more to add in proximity mines.
Yeah.
Because I think in this kind of scenario, honestly with proximity mines, you can't put them in a player's deployment zone, but you could put them in the ambush zone.
True, yeah, that would be just...
You know what I mean? And I think I think there might be a restriction on how close you can place it to a ship, maybe. But if not, you just drop them in that zone around the ship, and you're rolling dice on them.
True. I don't know. I think your setup, like your picks of objectives were good because none of them were fun. None of them were optimal for me.
No. Well, this was probably the safest one for you. If I was really flying more better, I should have put over here because looking back on how fast it is, I think I could outmaneuver you out of your front. But the problem is, I would not be using my ignition at all.
Yeah.
So then at that point, I just turned it into a not very good Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Because I can't use my arc.
What kind of weapon upgrades does it have? Turbo laser /
Just turbo laser. Turbo laser, 2 gunnery slots, a super weapon, and an officer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The tractor beam was just... It's funny, but and I remember seeing this. I think it's better to not try and jank with it. It's just... if you have the 10 points... I guess, if you have the 10 points... You can slap it on to stop corvettes, like You
Raiders
can
and
only go up to
stuff.
speed 2. If there's a speed 3 or 4 raider going by, you just go no. You
Yeah.
stop that. So it's.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I tried the jank. Jank didn't really work.
I mean, it worked in this game. I
Not as
still,
much as it could. Yeah.
I still like this list. Although I think I'll go back to long range ignition because I feel like it's better for me shooting longer range. Yes, I don't have as many blue dice, or I don't have as that crit is kind of one sided. But then, like we were talking, I could probably, in reality, get rid of XI7s, which I like XI7s because it helps you drill damage.
Yeah.
But if I put in, what was the other one?
XX9s. Love
XX9s.
those.
So if one crit gets through, it turns into 2 crits,
Yep.
and that might be a little bit better than me just drilling
Well,
damage.
It doesn't instantly turn to 2 crits. You still have to do 2 damage.
Right.
Is the catch.
Right.
But
Right.
still, you combine it with fire control team, and you can get some interesting combinations. You still basically combine it with fire control team. You get that effect, and you can still trigger another critical effect. So, like that's why I had
Yeah.
ion cannon batteries. Didn't
Yeah.
come in as useful this game, but
And when it comes to, that was the other thing too. Against another like super hard list, like you seen like what this did to like a mediocre list. Whenever I had this mediocre and how brutal it was, but like I said, the Starhawk is just, it's such a hard ship to kill.
that's it's hard to kill, and then it also there's no good way to approach it unless you can come straight from the back. The sides, I mean, sure, there's still 5 dice in the sides.
I guess the only other way to come at it from a good angle, if any angle's good, would be hyperspace assault.
Yeah.
Where I jump in a ship.
Yeah.
And usually whenever I run that mission, no one ever picks again because it's not fun.
Who would want to do that?
Right. I would usually hold a gladiator in reserve, and I'd hyperspace in a gladiator.
I forget if I mentioned this earlier. There was something I found while looking up online where you take Akbar on that thing,
Oh my god.
and suddenly there's just 8 dice. Akbar plus enhanced armaments. It's 8 dice no matter which way you come from. So like, yeah.
The only other way to beat this guy, and I think that's even hard because this is what, speed 3 or 2,
2. Max of 2.
is some sort of like objective based one, but whatever gets near it's going to blow up.
Yep.
I actually we playing this the most damage I've done to this thing because I've fought this many times. This is what, the 4th time I've fought the Starhawk, and I always get crippled. I do think, knowing now what I know, especially with us with rules, I think my 3 gladiator list, I think I could do better with it now.
True. You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should play that against the Superstar Destroyer, because I have not bought the Superstar Destroyer yet.
Really?
I have not, yeah.
Whew. Yeah, you know what? That'll be our next video. I'll bring out the Superstar Destroyer. I'll just throw something together, and then you throw together a Starhawk.
See what happens.
Yeah, it'll be the Battle of Scarif, or where the hell that place is called. Is it Scarif?
No, it's
Where the hell? Where did I pull Scarif out of?
that was from Rogue One. I forget what it's called.
Oh
what race
yeah.
Jakku, there we go. Oh,
Jakku.
getting there.
Lame. Oh hi, Clayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it was still a really good game, but it was brutal.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what I could have done differently to actually do damage to win this.
Yeah.
Except for maybe concentrate my squadrons.
Is that? Sorry, I'm grabbing my stuff.
No. Or I could just cast it up in one way and come straight at you. Just overload you with the squadrons.
No, that would have been terrifying.
Because you really only knocked out 4 of them. One of which was a unique.
And then also Saber Squadron, I think.
No,
Squadron's
Saber's
right
still there.
They are right there, yeah.
But like I said, the thing is though too, if I was running regular ties, I would have not been able to knock out your squadrons.
True, yeah.
Guaranteed. Counter 2 is what helped, and then just throwing 5 dice a couple times whenever I activated them.
Oh yeah, that was dirty. I don't know. Noticing how great Snipe is, kind of makes me want to run E-Wings at some point. Like Corn Horn, who has no special ability, he's just Rogue and Snipe 4 and Bomber and something else.
What makes Snipe awesome is, for one, it gets around counter, which is actually kind of big for them.
Oh yeah, especially against her.
And number 2, honestly, you can shoot into them crazy bubbles, like them bubbles that, okay, you mitigate this, you mitigate that. Oh, guess what? I get this dice back. No, I'm outside of that because most of them ranges are 1. So you get outside of that bubble, you just shoot in there. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I used it for, to get rid of, what's her name? +2, like Shara. And it's still, since it's Snipe 4, it's 4 blue dice. That's why I kind of threw her in there first, because I wanted that swarm, because it's just range 1 of the target. You know what I mean? So I had scattered in such a way.
Also, I really wish Kanan would have gone off a little bit more. Out of the 4 dice I rolled with him, 3 were accuracies against a ship.
Well, you know what killed him? Like, I hit him one time with the interceptor and hurt him, but it was actually Orengar's flak salvoing back is what killed him.
Yep. But it was like I had to try, if I was going to try and get it to work, I had to get a raid token on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? It was a good game.
It was a very good game.
Yeah.
I still, like, even though we tried doing a meta game for
It was
people,
still not very meta.
like,
Yeah.
we can't bring ourselves to being meta in reality.
It's just not fun to me. I enjoy, like, throwing in stuff like this. You know? It's fun.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate I lost her early on, but
Okay.
that would have been a good shit.
I think our next game, I'm gonna pull out the Superstar Destroyer because I do have one,
I'll beef that thing up again.
and then yeah, I'm not sure. I've never even, honestly, I have flew the Superstar Destroyer one time in a learning game. Well, it really wasn't a learning game. It was more or less like, hey, let's see what this thing can do.
Yeah.
And at the time, we were like, no one had a Starhawk. I think you didn't get yours then.
Right.
And it was not funsies. Like, he was deleting little ships. So we'll see how it goes, though. You know what I mean?
We will. I have an idea. I'll talk to you after the video. I have an idea.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, brother. That was that. Good game, Tim.
Good game, D?
Oh, so we definitely need to get you a handle. I'm the guild master, so.
Yeah. We'll get a handle somewhere.
I could call you my pet name, but that's not YouTube thing. All right, later on, folks. Good night, Ginger Giant.